Welcome to part 2 of my journey into additive synthesis. Basically the little project is now, I'd claim, finished. There may still be one or two bugs left in the code, but I've got all the features in that I think I can use. I've used 98% of the flash memory, so about 5.8, 5.9 kilobytes, and it actually does the right thing. It doesn't sound too bad if I don't say so myself. So just show you how the little thing works now. I'd suggest you watch the first video just as a quick primer as to what's going on. So I won't go over that stuff again, and I'll just explain how I've got the thing set up. So we've got the no control, so that's an analog CV gate going into the device. The output is actually going off screen to a Behringer crave. I'm purely using this for the filter because yes, there's a little bit of noise when you use digital PWM, but by you just putting it through a simple filter, it effectively turns it back into a straight analog. So I'm just using the crave's filter. There's no envelope, it's just wide open, or the VCA is wide open, it's just filtering, and I've filtered it at what they call the Nyquist frequency. It's like half the sampling frequency. My PWM runs at 33 kilohertz, so it's about 16 kilohertz. Anyway, so that goes off there. It then goes into this little korg oscilloscope, a cool little toy. It's on FFT mode, so you'll be able to see the waveform, which is the blue, and then the green will show you the component, the actual harmonics. And then it goes out to a korg NTS1. I've just got that there so I can put some effects on later. Okay, so before we start, I'll explain how this thing works. So color-coded functions and then oscillators 1 to 6. So oscillator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you're doing functions, these are mapped to convenient values. So for example, in the volume, 1, or maximum, half, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. That's convenient because in a square wave and a sawtooth wave, those are the ratios we get. So that's the reason I did it. And then if you do a tack, you can go shortest to longest, etc. Now, and also when you go different types, it's just numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so green, volume. In fact, probably better to start off. These are the oscillators. You have 6 oscillators, all harmonics. Fundamental, in other words, 1, whatever the frequency you hear, 2 times, 3 times, 4, 5, 6. 6 harmonics. This can change the amplitude of the harmonic. This changes the phase of the harmonic. That's a preset, so you can go I've done 6 presets. One of them's probably going to have to change because it's not very nice. You've got attack, decay, and envelope type. And that's an envelope for every one of these oscillators. Each has their own individual oscillator. The type is the envelope just goes up and down, doesn't wait for anything, just sits there, so you can do things asynchronously, doesn't wait for any other oscillators. 2 is an attack, hold, release. So while you're holding the key down, it will stay at maximum. So everything ramps up, everything ramps down. It's how you sort of emulate a traditional low-pass filter. And then the third one, here, is it's an up and down, but all oscillators wait for the others to finish going up before going down. So it's like a traditional AR, again with a low-pass filter. The fourth one turns that oscillator, instead of playing an output, turns it into an LFO. So you can do vibrato, just a simple little thing. Now, if you press a button, short press, like just press it, it uses these as the input. So I could say volume and then one of those. If you press and hold it for more than half a second, the pot gives you fine control. So let's try something. So if I press, and the other thing is, I've also got quantiser in here. So you can turn the quantiser on and off. So what we can do is say preset number 1. This is a straight sine wave, instant on, and just when you release the gate, it decays away. Now, if I press the button, like any, might have to put this up a bit. So maybe now I'll just make the make this a bit okay. So you can see that's a pretty clean sine wave, and you can see one harmonic. That's all the sine wave has, one harmonic. Okay, now at the moment I didn't long press, so this is in. So as you put the voltage up and down, actually doesn't sound too bad. But if I wanted to quantize that, so you heard that was, hopefully that's loud enough. The sine's actually hard to hear. I've got a microphone just off camera, so hopefully you can hear that. But basically, I can quantize that. So if I press preset, hold it for more than half a second, hear the steps, semitones. Oh, it's pretty close anyway. So I want to make it down lower. Now, if I was to select it without holding it down, not exactly right, but you've got complete analog control. So quantized, cool. Now, additive synthesis, how does it work? Basically, it adds sine waves together. So it adds them together at different phases and different volumes and gets a different note. So one example, I've got a sort of a square wave, that's preset 2. So we have a look, actually I'll quantize it. So if you have a look at the oscilloscope, we only have, whoops, there you go, NTS1's just gone into sleep mode. Hopefully that's going to wake it up. Okay. Not the best square wave, but we've only got 3 fundamentals, because squares 1, 3 and 5 still sounds like a slightly filtered square wave. In this case, you can see, if you look carefully, we've got a filter-like sweep. So it starts with the lowest and slowly builds up, and then as you come off, it goes back and then ends up as a sine wave. So that's using different envelopes. There's a square wave. We can have our plucky sawtooth. Okay, all good. So let's actually do something then. So we'll go back, quantize our sine just because it's easy. Let's make that square wave. So what we have to do is we say select oscillator 3. I'm going to set the volume to 3. So now you can see there are 2 peaks, fundamental and third harmonic, and it's getting there for square wave. So we also want oscillator 5, and then we want volume 5. And there's our square wave again, or squarish wave. Now what we can now do is let's make a filter effect. So what we want to do is slowly, in fact no, we'll slowly make things come in and slowly make them go out like a filter sweep. So we have 3 harmonics. What we can do is we want an attack, hold, or sustain, release. So that'll be envelope type 3. So first of all, oscillator 1, envelope type, 2 that is, 2. Then I'll say oscillator 3, envelope type 2. Oscillator 5, envelope 2. Okay. We want the sine to come on almost immediately and trail off very slowly, just for this. So oscillator 1, attack, instantaneous. Oscillator 1, decay, long. So let's see what that's already done. So see how it... Okay, you can see that the fundamental takes a while to come off. So let's do oscillator 3. So oscillator 3, attack, still, well, let's just do 3. And then we'll say oscillator 3, decay, will also make it go back down in a medium way. So okay, now we'll do oscillator 5. We want to take a while to come on and go off very quickly. So oscillator 5, attack, takes a while. Oscillator 5, decay. I won't make it instantaneous, I'll make it close though. Okay, that's a bit too long for oscillator 1, so let's do it again. So oscillator 1, decay time 4. And what's more, we don't want it to come on immediately, so oscillator 1, attack, a little bit of a... Now that's all good and fun. Let's do something a bit interesting. And that is, because it's an additive synth, I want this to slowly morph from a square to a sawtooth. So what I'll do is I'm going to use harmonics 2, 4 and 6, and they're going to come on very slowly, and then when I finish, come off immediately. So let's do oscillator 2, volume, and that's a half, oscillator 4, volume a quarter, oscillator 6, volume a 6. So there's our sawtooth. I'm going to make it a bit. Okay, you can see all the 6 harmonics. Now what we're going to do is, so 2, 4 and 6 are going to come on very slowly all together. So there's 2, attack 6, 4, attack 6, 6. Oh, that's decay. So I did the wrong one. Sorry. 2, attack 6, 4, attack 6, 6, attack 6. So now we're going to make that the decay instantaneous for those. We'll just make it quick. So we'll go 2, decay 2, 4, decay 2, 6, decay 2. So hopefully you can see on the oscilloscope, it starts off as a square, then it morphs to our saw. Okay, all good. And we've got doesn't really, in fact, let's make it go up it. So instead of low, quantization makes that really easy. just for fun, a bit of reverb. Right, now one thing we haven't shown is vibrato. By the way, I'll have to have another video showing how to get lots and lots of cool stuff from additive. So, I mean, just one of the defaults, my bell or chime. Oops, you can see the difference between quantized. Not very good. Let's quantize it. Different sort of scale. So minors. Here. I think that sounds quite good. But anyway, I'll show you. So again, quantize sine wave. Single sine wave, single frequency. Let's now put on an vibrato. So first of all, I'll say oscillator 2, envelope type 4. Okay, nothing's happening. That's because we'll first of all say oscillator 2, volume 1. Now that should mean it comes on immediately. I think that's how it works. And then we can say oscillator 2. This is the amount. Okay, this is where the digital falls down a bit. So 2, press and hold. We're now using the pot. Okay, that's a bit too much vibrato, but you know what I mean. So now that's the vibrato amount, that's the vibrato speed. So we'll say 2, press and hold, so use the pot. Now, the volume is actually the onset. So see how that's pretty much immediate? I can say 2, press and hold to get the pot, better values. And see it has an onset. So you can go. Okay, you'd never use that much vibrato anyway. But I'll turn off the... Yeah, you get the point. So, to recap, you can see it's actually such a clean signal. I mean, the oscilloscope, yes, I've got a good filter filtering it, and that's really all you need. But it gives you a really clean signal. There's only a single spike. You could see each of the frequencies is a single spike, no noise. So we have 6 oscillators, each harmonic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a strength of that oscillator, or it's the onset for the vibrato. We have a phase. Now I didn't show phase, but if you're doing things like triangle waves, you can actually change the phase. You have presets. There are 6 presets. You have attack per oscillator, decay per oscillator, and the type of attack and decay. So it's immediate up, down. Number 3 is up, wait for everyone else to finish, then down. 2 is up, hold, down. Like a normal attack and sustain release. You also, when you go into a preset, if you hold the button, so things are basically There's a quick press and a long press. If you long press when you select a preset, it uses quantized mode. If you just press it, it uses unquantized. Anytime you press and hold one of these keys, or these buttons, it uses the potentiometer to get a bigger range and all the bits in between. If you just slow press it, so quick press it, it uses the presets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very useful for doing volumes because the square and sawtooths, it's got the right things handled in. If you want vibrato, if you do type 4 for your envelope, then you have vibrato depth, vibrato speed, and vibrato onset. In other words, how slowly it fades in. That's it really. Fair bit, I think, inside a little tiny device. Anyway, I'll leave it there because I've noticed it's already over 20 minutes. Have a look, and I think someone's already asked, is there a kit for this? The answer is no. This is the one and only on the planet at the moment. This is my prototype. If there's a bit more interest, maybe what I'll do is I'll actually create a proper PCB kit, and yeah, if people want to do it, they can either make their own or I can send them one, but we'll just see how many people are interested in this. It is a cool little synthesizer. It's much better than I thought it was. This was a little project that I just made for fun, just to see if I could do it, and it turned out that it's actually, yeah, quite a nice sounding synth. So anyway, we'll leave you there, and if there's anything you want to see done on this thing, leave it in the comments and I'll see if I can produce a new video. Okay, thanks all. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.